Hello and welcome. I'm Anita from Yoga on the Road. I get it. Moving through resistance can be a damn hard thing. Quite often we resist the things that we know are going to benefit us. Resistance can keep us very stuck and in places where we're unable to move forward. So this practice just really gets you moving again. It gets you moving through your core, opening up our hips, and really just adding some movement to our body gently and slowly, patiently and lovingly. So as we move into our practice, grab yourself a blanket. You will need that to prop your hips up. If you have a couple of blocks available, grab some blocks. We will use them through the practice. And let's get moving. So start by sitting your hips or your sit bones up on the edge of a blanket. Press the soles of your feet together and just readjust your sit bones or your hips so they're comfortably pressing into the surface below you. Press your toes firmly in towards one another. So you want to really feel that connection of the sole of your foot and the balls of your big toes and little toe mounds. And keep the feet fairly active here. Press down firmly through your sit bones and encourage your spine to lift up and out of that base. Keep reaching all the way up the length of your spine to your shoulders, and then draw your shoulders down away from the ears, so we're creating space between the ears and the shoulders, and gently draw your shoulders back. Tuck your chin in ever so slightly and continue to reach out through the crown of the neck. And just take a few breaths here to allow yourself to settle in. Fill your body with your breath, reaching into all those little spaces where you're holding or you feel any tension. Create a little bit more depth to your breath as you breathe in. Feel your belly expand comfortably. You might pause for a microsecond at the top of the inhale. And then as you breathe out, feel everything soften and settle and draw back in. And again, you might create a little space at the bottom of your exhale. Breathe in, have a feeling of filling into your belly. Breathe out. Soften, relax, feel everything draw in. You may feel a deeper connection to the ground. Just move through your breath. And take 4 more breaths here. Just be aware of any bits of resistance that come up through your practice today. So notice where you were holding back a little bit, or where you feel you're unable to move a little bit further. And the invitation to notice is always just an invitation to notice without any judgment about that sensation that you're naming. Just a call to notice and to build your awareness. Take a hold of the outside of your legs, draw your knees in towards one another. And we're starting off the practice on our hands and knees. So position your knees so they're just stacked below your hips. Your hands are slightly in front of your shoulder line and shoulder distance apart. And together we'll move through a couple of cat-cows. So as you breathe in, feel your belly opening down towards the mat. You might have a sense of your heart opening softly, and look forward ever so slightly. As you breathe out, press down into your hands and your knees, tuck your tailbone down and draw your navel firmly up. Breathe in, press and extend out through the belly. Draw the shoulders back, creating space again and lengthen your neck. As you breathe out, round gently through your spine, tucking your tailbone and chin under. Move through 3 to 4 more with your own breath. moving through slowly to see if you can determine or distinguish any points that feel a little sticky or resistant. And allow your breath as much as you can to soften any of those areas that you notice are a little bit more resistant to movement. Take one more with your breath. And then gently come back to neutral spine, so that place in between. If at any stage through this practice your arms are fatiguing or you're feeling uncomfortable, you feel you need to rest before you rejoin us again, then a great option to take during that practice is child's pose. And it might be supported on your forearms just with your head resting, or if it's accessible to you, settling your hips back towards your heels and allowing your forehead to rest towards the floor. So that's an option if you're feeling fatigue at any stage. Feel free to come back there and join when you're ready again. So we'll gently move through some core work now. Extend your right leg back and press into the ball of your right foot. So you're really engaging and switching on the muscles in the thighs there. Keep that engagement, and then as you inhale, lift your right leg away from the floor. Keep the hips even and square to the floor, and you might even look below your body to see that your toes are pointing down towards the floor. As you inhale here, round through your spine, tuck your knee in underneath your body towards your nose. Press and extend away. We're moving through that 3 more times together. Inhale, tuck the knee in below the belly towards the nose. Press and extend away. Inhale, knee comes in towards the nose. Press and extend away. Hold here. Really have a feeling of drawing your navel up towards your spine. That'll help you create some stability in your body. And if you're feeling that you want to take your practice just a little further today, then start to reach the left fingertips forward. Just notice how the body fluctuates with movement as it's maintaining balance. And then you might toy with the idea of extending the left fingertips out in front of you. Keep that core nice and tight. Keep breathing, noticing the breath moving in and out of you. And hold until you're ready to come down. If you haven't already, lower your hand to the ground, lower your knee to the ground, bring your big toes together, take your knees wide apart. Let's just take a little rest before we change sides here. Take 4 nice, deep, smooth, slow and even breaths. On your next inhale, let's set ourselves up for side B. So reposition your knees so they're stacked below the hips, hands shoulder distance apart. Press and extend out through your left leg. Press firmly into the ball of your foot. Press the heel back towards the space behind you. And then take a moment to really think about your core. So you want to have a feeling of the core lifting, or the back of the navel lifting up towards the spine. When you have that, press and extend out through your left heel. And again, think about the hips being fairly even. Let's move through a little core development here. As you breathe in, round through your spine, tuck your knee in. Tap the knee towards the nose. Press and extend away, keeping that leg engaged by pressing out through the heel. Inhale, tuck the knee in towards the nose. Exhale, press away. Move through 2 more with your breath. Again, watching for any resistance that you're aware of. Stay here or take it up one level. Extend your right arm now, fingertips reaching forward. Create a nice long line between your right fingertips, all the way down through your shoulders, through your left hip and out through your left heel. Come down whenever you're ready here. Otherwise, move into your breath for 3 breaths. Gently lower with me, bringing your big toes together, taking your knees apart, and settling back once again into your most comfortable variation of child's pose. And stay here for 4 breaths. Inhale, come back up to tabletop position, reposition your knees. We're moving into downward dog, and then we're really starting to wind it up. Tuck your toes under, press down firmly into your hands, and hover your knees just off the mat. Slowly start to push your hands as though you were pushing your hands forward and up your mat. Shift your sit bones up and towards the ceiling. And at this stage, keep the knees fairly deeply bent. Press the right heel down towards the ground. So we're creating extension in the right leg while the left knee remains bent. And then slowly change the leg positioning. Press the left heel down towards the mat. Extend through the left leg. And bend through the knee. One more each side, and again, just listen to your body coming down if it's too much on your arms or too much on your shoulders. Lower the knees to the ground. Shift your shoulders forward of your wrists, and then start to bend your elbows and lower your body all the way to the ground. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Let your head rest to one side or in the center, wherever it's comfortable. And just take a few moments to add any movement, to release any tension, to feel into your breath, just to notice. Stay here for as long as you need to meet yourself. Thank you for joining me in practice. It's all about little steps and moving through just at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Namaste, and thank you for joining me. Anita from Yoga on the Road.